Hi, this is Angela, and I am here with your weekly guidance. This is for the last full week of April, from April 21st through to the 27th. I don't even know how we are here. I don't even know how we're inching up to another full moon, but here we are. What a ride April has been. I think we're all going to be happy to see that shift and change. We are welcoming in May with open arms this year. A few things that I do want to mention if you did not get to check out our other series here on Divinely Connected. Janice had the most beautiful and touching reading from her husband on the other side that she just was so taken back by his personality and his humor and the depth of the healing that came in through that session. I am so excited that she gave me permission to share it with you here. So make sure that you check that out. And don't forget to check out Sunday's story time with Janelle, our own member here on Divinely Connected, that has a beautiful story and that connecting that deep connection of sisterhood. So I do just want to mention for my East Coast peeps, Truro and Moncton's early bird discounts for the Messages from Spirit in-person events are wrapping up this week. Moncton wraps up on Wednesday and Truro wraps up on Thursday. So make sure that you grab your tickets. We are down to about 10 tickets left for Truro. So you want to grab those for Truro, Nova Scotia. As well, I am doing a Messages from Spirit online experience this Thursday, April 25th. And so you can join in from the comfort of your home anywhere in the world. And if you want to be part of that night, you can head over to angemccullen.com under the event tab and grab your tickets there. All right, we have 7 cards pulled for this week, and I'm really interested and intrigued to see what is coming in. Okay. We do have the insight card coming out first, and there is a lot of reflection coming in this week. Okay. The card itself says insights that come from meditation, the need to rest or take vacation. Janelle, allow yourself more time before making a decision. Get some more sleep, mental exhaustion. And so there is very much this wrapping up reflection coming in. We have Mercury retrograde going direct on Thursday. We have the full moon wrapping up that final purge season from this major eclipse experience that we had this month. And so there are a lot of completions that are coming in that almost need this reflection period, this kind of going back and looking over. Okay. And I think that this is so important that you give yourself this because we are walking into a new life room. We are coming in into May. And I really do feel like next week our guns are going to be blazing. We're going to be full tilt into the next. Right. And so really appreciate this week with its simplicity in the sense that take the time. Take the time and reflect. Take the time and journal. Take the time and sit in gratitude because there is this feeling of recalibration. There is this feeling of wrapping up and giving yourself that moment to kind of adjust, take that deep breath before we get going again. Okay. There is decisions that are needing to be made. Now, the first card also said, take more time before making the decision. And the second card says being unable or unwilling to make a decision. Right. And so this may not be the best time to be making the decisions. And if you can hit that pause button, then by all means, go for it. Hit that pause button because the decision in the solution and the clarity is coming in. For many of you, it's going to come in when Mercury goes direct. And so if you have the privilege of kind of going, you know what, this doesn't need to be handled right now, then sit it to the side because it is going to come in with the epiphanies, with the solutions, okay? And so it may just not be the right time to make this decision. If you must make a decision, I would encourage you to sit quietly, going within, going through that reflection and make sure that you are challenging yourself. Okay. Why am I feeling this way? Why is this the decision that I'm making? Make sure if you're signing any documents, because we are still in Mercury retrograde, make sure you're reading the fine print, make sure that you're reading things through so that you don't have to go back and redo it or reapply. Okay. you may find yourself, especially midweek, almost feeling like your energy is bottoming out. There is this feeling of kind of wah, wah, right? And for some of you, you may be at your breaking point. There may be a lot of heaviness that you are experiencing this week. For others, you may just energetically feel that drop. Okay. Now, this is very much exactly in alignment with the full moon. So, there is a lot that is happening that's being purged out that we may not meet. It may not meet the physical eye. So, just make sure that you give yourself some of that understanding and that compassion. I also feel like, especially midweek, you are going to be extra teary, right? And so allow these emotions to purge out, allow these experiences to bubble up. This is the part of the ending. This is part of what April was about going deep, about clearing out the darkness that we carry within, bringing in experiences to a completion, bringing in epiphanies to past experiences, and by all means, letting go of these emotions that we carry. I was just in such a deep reflection this weekend with my children. So I have 3 children, all very different personalities, but all very deep and intuitive and emotional. And I'm sitting with them while they are having all of these huge emotions, right? Huge emotions that they don't understand and that they don't know how to navigate, and sitting and holding space for them. And I couldn't help but think to myself and my experience and everyone else that really has come before us, that what would it be like to be allowed to have your emotions, right? What would it be like to have that guiding voice and that ability for someone to hold space for you? Because all of these adults, I a majority of the adults that are walking this earth at this time have never had that, and they also need someone to hold space for them while they have their emotions, while they figure it out. Saying it's okay to have the emotions. You don't have to hide them or go to your room, or, that your emotions are inconveniencing someone else, etc. And so keep that in mind this week, because this is very much one of the lessons that the eclipse brought us this month, was allowing yourself to have these extreme and uncomfortable emotions, and allowing yourself to release them without criticism, without hiding them, without denying them. And so this will be echoed in the full moon this week. And so allow yourself and allow that inner child within you to have your emotions. There is nothing wrong for feeling the way that you feel, even if it is almost like an emotion that you don't even mean, right? And so this is something that is so interesting, is we still have to purge it, right? Even if we don't really mean it in the way that it's coming out, in this sense of, it's going to come out really ugly, or it's going to come out really angry. Let it out. It has to be out. It's not meant to be carried, right? And so allowing yourself to have your emotions and allowing yourself to purge them in a healthy way that doesn't hurt others, right? And so holding that space for yourself and holding that space for that inner child whom never had the guidance or never had the right to have their emotions, to release their emotions, I think is so important. Okay. And understanding that in the awakening that we are in, that there is a lot of parents who are trying to learn and heal themselves in this emotional body, in this with their increasing of their emotional intelligence, while raising emotionally intelligent beings. And so there is a whole lot happening on that emotional level. Do not judge others for their emotions. Do not judge yourself for your emotions. Okay? There's an inner child card. Got ahead of it. Um, there is also this feeling of there's almost this feeling of picking yourself up off the floor and dusting yourself off. And so if you have been going through it, or you have not been in a very self-loving way, or you have not been in a season in life that you prefer, there is this feeling of picking yourself off and dusting yourself off. Picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and remembering that you are who you're looking for. And while we can go, "Oh, what is it that I need? I need to cry in bed and watch Grey's Anatomy all day." Right? Maybe I need to eat a tub of ice cream. Maybe I need to screen all my phone calls, right? Give yourself that because then the next day you may go, you know what? Today I need a fresh shower and I need to get out back into the world because that's what happens when you take care of yourself. When you go, oh, you need a little break, babe? Here it is. It doesn't snowball into worst case scenario or becoming completely useless in this life. This is kind of like a limiting belief that has been put upon us, kind of coming up to make sure that we're not inconveniencing others and slowing down maybe their productivity because we are taking care of ourselves, right? And so there is this feeling of checking in with yourself and go, oh, you know what? I need to kind of change how I feel. What is it that I need? Maybe I need to go for a walk. Maybe I need to go lay on a beach. Maybe I need to go feed the ducks, whatever it is. Get outside, get the sun on your face, get Mother Nature helping you, drinking some water, whatever it is, right? Allowing yourself to do that. So there very much is this sense of you getting yourself back on track, however you interpret that. Okay. Now, what's interesting to me, I'm trying to get some context around this. You may find this week as an overall, I don't know. Do you ever just have those experiences where people say the most crazy things to you? Right? Like, you hear this a lot if, like, somebody had, like, a loss of a child or loss of a significant other, and they'll be like, "You wouldn't believe, like, what people say to me," because they don't know what to say, right? But I feel like this week alone, especially for those who are not, like, of, like, a conscious mind, um, which is, like, let's be real, the mass majority of the population, you may just be, like, living in Twilight Zone, in, like, Bizarro Land for a little bit, okay? And so I think that there can be some overstepping coming in this week. I think there can be some hurt words. I think there's going to be the need to kind of imply some boundaries coming in this week because I almost just feel like, "Did you just say that?" Like, that is bizarre to me that you think that that is appropriate to say to another human being. Like, that's the feeling, right? And so but I almost feel like you're walking just like in your day-to-day life, and you're just like, "Whoa, like, people are really unhinged right now." And let's blame the full moon for it. Because this has been, like, a very weird month, right? Like, just with the eclipse, just oh my gosh, like, it has been quite the experience. And so while we are in this last full week of April going in with the to this full moon, you may kind of see that bubbling up. And so do not take criticism from people who you would not take their advice from. Meaning of if their advice and their wisdom is not of value to you, neither is their negative comments or belief systems. Okay. And that is important. I also feel like there is the temptation to like get connected to this or like be like a dog with a bone about it. There is no depth to it. Right? People may just be talking out of their behinds this week, and we're just going to let them do it over there. Right? And so don't lose sleep over it. Don't allow it to affect you. I feel like we just need to kind of like in one ear, out with the other if it's coming at us or towards us or around us. Okay. And so we're not going to hold on to that. I did feel the need to pull another card, and it just says taking the next steps, bold, ambitious choices, partnering with others that share your dream, expanding your plans, continue to move forward. So, especially coming in when we get closer to next week, you will feel that momentum. And so this week is still very, I'll say stationary, but lighter. Even the full moon is not hitting us like the last full moon eclipse season. Okay. And so more of this sit and reflection. Use these final days of Mercury retrograde to reflect and retreat and to relax. Kind of sit there and just think of all that you have been through and all the synchronicities and all the lessons, because we learn from the struggle season. Don't forget about that, guys, right? Sometimes we get fixated on the struggle and we overlook what we are learning from it, right? And so just kind of allow yourself to kind of sit back and be that observer of your life. Let your emotions come through. They're going to come in and they're going to come out, and we're not going to stall them. We're not going to judge them. We are not going to shame them. We're going to allow them to move through us. We're also going to understand that other people who may not have this self awareness or this spiritual connection with themselves may be behaving poorly this week. Okay. And we will not take that on personally. We will not absorb that energy and just keep that boundary in place. All right. So thank you so much for tuning into Divinely Connected. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for tomorrow's daily deep dive.